Got up too long and stuff and everything today, man. So let's get it started, bro. Uh, Let me go ahead and get this rumor out of the way because I meant to say this the other day when I was live. Um, there's a rumor out there going around about Earl Spence moving back down to 147 pounds to fight Mario Barrios. Now, let me go ahead and start off and say this. This rumor is one of the dumbest damn rumors that any boxing media or whoever y'all want to call it can put out. Now, ask yourself, after we seen Earl Spence in that last fight that he had with Bud Crawford, no, in 2023 of July, when we seen him, a lot of us fans said that we felt like Earl Spence didn't look, didn't look too well. You know what I'm saying? For us, the weight, etc. And we're all in belief that Earl Spence should be moving up and fighting at a higher weight class at this point. So the the audacity for anybody in media, and let me turn my camera on now because we can cook up now. So the audacity, let's do something quick adjustment real quick. The audacity for any media to mention Earl Spence moving back down to 147 just to fight um Mario Barrios is just stupid. It's just stupid, no logic for anybody to even assume it or even think of it. You feel me? Like it's just stupid. And trust, this rumor is not true. I'm shooting it down from the gate. It's not true. It ain't happening. Won't never happen. So anybody having any consideration of Earl Spence moving back down from 154 to 147 to fight Mario Barrios is all cap. He's fighting at 154. That's where Earl Spence is campaigning at. D for the win. What's good, my boy? Earl Spence is fighting at 154 when he does decide to come back. And we'll see what happens. As far as what's next for Earl Spencer in particular, man. I'm just saying, for a lot of people got to stop rushing to put out um, false, breaking news. Like, a lot of y'all people on social media be so quick to break news and try to be the first one to put certain content out, man. And this is one thing that I really truly stand behind. I'm not going to put out no content, or if it's breaking, if it's like some breaking news, I'm not going to put some content out that I know that's not true, and definitely not going to put out the content if I'm not 100% sure if no, this shit is true or not. You know what I mean? And I see a lot of you people on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all these different, social media platforms. Y'all all be rushing to try to put out content for breaking news to be the first one to put it out and be the first one to be like, oh yeah, I broke it. I was the first one that broke that news and everything. And then shit, fucking hour later, we found out the shit was false. And this is exactly that right here. Earl Spence is not going to be fighting no damn Mario Barrios at 147. It's just a dumb rumor. It's a dumb rumor to even speak about for real. Like, I shouldn't even be speaking about this for real, honestly. Like, what I'm saying? It gets to like certain shit to where like I see certain shit that come across my desk and for us topics and stuff, and I be like, why the fuck they even put this out? Like, this shit ain't true. This is cap. Like, what the fuck is the point of even talking about this? But just for Earl's sake, I definitely wanted to speak on Earl as far as that rumor, because I wanted to mention it the other day on the show the other night, but this rumor, all cap, not true at all. And we'll see what happens next with Earl Spence. Earl Spence, he's taking his time coming back. Me personally, I want to see Earl, back very soon, and I would love to see Earl Spence back in a tune-up fight just to get his feel back for the ring and everything. And Earl Spence, we need to see who you're gonna be working with, who's gonna be a trainer. Like that's still a question in the air too. Still a lot of questions in the air for us, Earl Spence in particular. You know what I mean? And I'm one of his biggest fans, man, and I just want to see him come back and and win. You know what I mean? I don't want the Bud Crawford fight to be Earl Spence's last fight. And I don't want to remember Earl Spence in that manner. I would love for Earl Spence to come back and, show us, his greatness. Because, Earl Spence, he's definitely a bona fide Hall of Famer, man. Had one of the greatest runs at 147 in the welterweight division. And a lot of people been throwing crazy hate at him ever since he lost. When to Bud, pretty much when he's the prime example of why that fight happened. You know what I'm saying? Like he gave up his A side leverage 100% just to make that fight happen because he wanted to give the fans what they wanted. And obviously performance wise, he didn't give what they wanted, but no, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what's next for Earl Spence, and I'm always rooting for Earl Spence, man. That's my dog. That's one of my favorite fighters of all time, and definitely gonna be always supporting Earl in whatever he decides to do, whether he retires or not fights again, or if he decides to come back and fight a championship contender, or he fights a tune-up, whatever he decides he wants to do, I'm always going to support Earl Spence regardless, and that's what real fans should be doing. You know what I mean? That's how you're supposed to move. You rock with your fighter, win, lose, or draw. You know what I'm saying? You don't just disown the fighter and shit after he get his ass whooped. You know what I mean? Like some of you Devin Haney fans did. Had to throw a straight at y'all real quick. But all right, man. So that brings me to my next